Welcome, everybody. Hello, hello. It's our Wednesday night hangout with mentors. And just in case you don't know, I'm Susan Bachelder, and I'm here with my unstoppable partner, Tammy Montgomery. Hey, Tammy.
Hey, Susan. How are you tonight? Wednesday
Really
night?
good.
Awesome.
Actually, we've had to miss a few, either two or three of our Wednesday night hangout with mentors. So I'm excited to be here. I'm glad that we're back on our regular schedule.
Yes, absolutely. I like them. They're different. They're obviously, um, you know, in a lot of ways spontaneous. What we come up with, what we say, because like we've said in the past, we don't do anything scripted. So we absolutely try to, just give everybody our all, basically, on these hangouts. That's the way I feel anyway. So I'm pretty
Yes.
excited we're doing this tonight.
So just to set the stage for you, in case this is your first time. Oh, we have an echo, Tammy.
Do we? Uh-oh. Okay,
Or
let me turn.
mine was echoing on your side. Yeah.
I'll turn it down. How's that?
Okay. Testing, testing. Yeah, I think that's better. Sorry,
Okay.
it just distracts me. It robs my thoughts when it's echoing.
Yeah, me too. And I have it set the way you told me to set it. So
Okay, perfect. So now, where was I? Oh, yeah. Okay, so I just want to set the stage. Sorry. Okay. Sorry. I don't know. It rings. My phone rings on my computer and my phone for some reason. There's a new setting or something. Okay. This is funny.
that's okay. Hey, you're busy.
Back on it again. Okay, so to set the stage, in case this is your first Wednesday night hangout with mentors with us, we every week on Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Tammy and I come to you with some value, something that we're passionate about, some specific topic. And we usually have a theme that we kind of run through all week. And our intention is to share value to our community, our members, the people that are interested, have spoke with us and they're interested to join us. We send them invites, and also for our members so that they can send to their prospects, to their leads, to show them, demonstrate what we're doing, what we're about, what we plan on doing, just to share some value and encourage you to engage in the conversation, engage within our community. Sometimes we bring people out and we share stories, and it's just ongoing. And the reason why I'm going into a little bit more depth with that is because our theme this week is community. So I think it warrants taking that moment to just really pause. And Tammy and I myself have been doing it a lot in the background, and serendipitously, so have our members actually out within the group, and we've been getting personal, like direct emails to us thanking us and stuff. So it's almost like one of those things when you put that energy out there and you're really grateful for something, it comes back to you more so, even more so. So just pause on that thought for a little bit, because last night on our blab, when we were talking about this, about the community and how we have fun while we make money and what we mean to each other, we actually ended up getting really serious, like really serious, because it's important to us for you to know how valuable it is to know your worth, that you absolutely deserve abundance, you deserve to achieve your dreams, you deserve to do well, you deserve to ask yourself for more and to get more. And knowing that you deserve it and knowing that you're worthy is often a huge pivotal point. It was for me, it was for Tammy. It's repeatedly, like there's story after story after story. Once you decide, once you become aware that you deserve it, that's a huge pivotal shifting point. And that's when things go easier, things come easier. You attract like people. shiny, incredibly amazing, shiny people. And that's what we have here with this community. So I just wanted to take that time and just really highlight that. We're going to get into a lot of proof of what we really do for lead generation and how we've created some amazing results, not just in the last years online, but really recently, some just really amazing results. I want to just share, just before we get into that, something that, in fact, 2 years ago on this day, I love how social media is sometimes just really cool, right? We leave a footprint of our thoughts and what we share. And so 2 years ago on this day, I shared this message, and it's so fitting today. So if that's okay with you, Tammy, I know I'm kind of going on here, but this is really important. Do you mind if I read through it?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so building relationships, offering value, and engaging with others as your true authentic self is the most positive way to build momentum organically in business. It is the cultivated relationships that will spur the strongest team members, in my opinion. Recently, much of my discussion and training has been focused on the benefit and the value of the mastermind. And I bring that up because I know how important that is to you as well, Tammy. Many years ago, when Napoleon Hill wrote Think and Grow Rich, and all of us read that again and again, right? Such a great book.
Yes.
He knew tapping into and realizing our own subconscious, as well as being a part of the mastermind is incredible. The results to each individual will be stupendous and imponderable. Those are big words, right?
Yes.
Knowing what happens when we realize the power of our subconscious and that we have choices. It's all about choices. It's like we always say, we choose to be unstoppable. It's a choice. I just love that. Like, that catches my breath to realize that we can choose. We have choices previously we may not have realized it. And that paralyzes one. We may not have realized what was paralyzing us.
That totally makes sense. That really is, so, wow. That's deep.
And so when we decided the community, and then all of these things keep on popping up, and then when this popped up today, I just paused for a second, and I just really had to think about that. I just really had to pause on that. And then Tammy, earlier when you said in detail what you would wanted to pull back the curtains and share with these people, I was once again moved, because as I was just saying before we went live, I've had a chaotic afternoon because of what I was doing. I thought it would just take me 30 minutes, and that's okay. I'm fine with that. I was barely ready. I literally slid into my chair. Okay, Tammy, are you ready? I like to be a little bit more calm and organized, but I would also like to take a minute. And again, I apologize. I'm kind of going on, but I get it's fitting. So what took me 3 hours, about 3 hours, that I thought was going to take 30 minutes, is planning my next trip. And I love Traveler, and I love it's very exciting. Each trip is exciting, but this one is what's huge in a lot of ways. And I can only do this because of this industry, and even more so because of what we have done together, Tammy, in our community, right?
Right.
So, and it's an expensive trip, but I'm paying for it cash because of what we can do in this industry. So it's literally, it's changing my life, and it's saving my life. So for those of you that are listening, believe that it's possible, because when I didn't believe that it was possible, it didn't happen. But when I believed that it was possible, then I got to choose to expand my freedom in a huge way by getting stem cell implant. And I'm going again to have stem cell implant. And so I don't know. It's just, it's huge. It's a gift that we get to choose to just reach out and make happen. So
Exactly. And that's priceless right there. Like that's just yeah, that almost moves me to tears. I won't get emotional, but I know how important that is to you. And because of this business and the industry that we're in, like you say, but specifically, you know, with this business that you and I have together, that makes me feel great knowing that you're able to do that. And you know, if anybody's watched what you and I have done and the year progression of what's been going on and taking place here since we met, it's phenomenal. So I keep looking forward to each day. So that was awesome, Susan.
absolutely. And if anyone wants to know like why the stem cell is such a big deal, like that's the bigger story for a different day. But just know that it's huge. It's literally changing my life. So we
Excellent.
are changing our lives and our community, all the people in our community, and we can help you change your life as well. And we're going to prove to you.
Exactly. Cool.
Yours, I'm done.
Wow. I don't know where to start now.
I don't usually take that long, but I just thought, you know what? Like, as I was booking that this afternoon and all of our conversations in the last few days, it keeps on catching my breath.
Exactly. And it's like every time we talk, we get more excited and we like, okay, well, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. And for our members, for our team members and things like that. I'm gonna back up a little bit. I have a lot to say tonight. We're going to get to the nitty gritty and, you know, cause I just love talking money and numbers and things like that. Susan, you know, I do. That's always at the forefront of our conversations. Of course, because that's what creates this freedom that you and I have. And let me just back up to say that this industry has done so much for myself. In the past 7 years, I've been in the high ticket affiliate sales and I love it. I mean, every time I get in, it's like I'm a kid in the candy store. Every time I get a $2,000 sale, $3,500 sale, $6,500 sale, it's like my first sale. So I never get sick of those payments. I know that sounds weird, but you know, sometimes, you know, and I never take it for granted. Each person is unique and special to myself and Susan. And the thing about it is it's not just the money. And I know that sounds weird. Yeah. Okay. You can say that, Tammy, but what Susan just said, and that moves me because I know that what her and I have now together, I mean, before it was just 6 years of it was just Team Tammy basically. And that was it. You know, I didn't have a partner. I didn't have an unstoppable mama partner, Susan, before, you know? And so now, with two minds, it's just so much greater. So that's what I wanted to talk about tonight was the community that we have, what her and I have. We truly almost push each other every day. It's like, wow, I got to catch my breath. Wow, man, good thing I'm losing weight because she is something to keep up with. So that's just kind of what I wanted to paint the picture on here tonight is, you know, what we have, the resources that we have. And I didn't have that coming in, you know, I was lost. I was like, okay, well, how do I get traffic? How do I make these sales? And what we have is literally, it's what I would have wanted, Susan. You know what I'm saying? It's literally between the two, between you and I, we're able to direct people on how to make money. So what's so exciting is like our team members having $7,000 weeks and, you know, and hearing that kind of stuff and getting emails and getting people to say, wow, what you guys just said last night just changed me in a switch. You know what I mean? Like we're just two stay-at-home moms and we're just loving the fact that we can create this freedom for ourselves and other people. And that's what our mission is, honestly. I think I said at the beginning of January that we wanted to create 100 six-figure earners. I know we're going to be doing that and more because of what we do together and how well we work together. And that's exciting to me because it's fun. It's great with Susan and I making money, but it's like lonely at the top if our team doesn't make money. So we want people that will plug in, understand our vision, know that we're a little bit weird sometimes. we're just downright odd sometimes because we absolutely love helping people, you know, and it's like we want people that can help people. We get goofy, we get odd, we get you know, giddy. And it's just because of the feedback that we get, plain simply. They're just like, this is so different than a biz op. You know, you guys actually mentor people, and that's the thing. Like when you join our community, yeah, you're going to learn how to make money, but you're also going to improve yourself. You're going to have a balance. I didn't have a balance, okay? It's multiple six figures a year. Yeah, I've been doing that for many, many years in this industry, but before I did that too with my real estate and my finance, but I never took care of myself. I was always like running around like a chicken with my head cut off. I stopped 2 times today to do your techniques, Susan, 2 times. I said, you know what? I'm going to 2 times. So I did, you know, and I won't say what they are. They got to find out someday. And it blows my mind. And people are like, you're different. You're changed. You're glowing. I said, I got an unstoppable partner that's working with me, you know? I mean, it's just, it rubs off on each other, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So I think people got to understand it's not just about the money. People that join our team, they're actually like, oh, well, I'm walking now, Tammy. And I'm not, you know, and I'm like, really? That's cool. So they'll give me the feedback. Yeah, because of you and inspiration on Facebook and stuff like that, I'm walking and I've lost 5 pounds, or you know what I mean? So it's really cool. Money is, of course, essential. Money's like oxygen. If you don't have money, you can't do anything in this world. It's just plain simple, right? So you got to have the resources. You got to have the oxygen is what I call it, in order to do what you want to do. And like what Susan just said. So that's what I wanted to start out with, is just I'm enamored every single day, you know, in the vehicle that we're using to create our wealth and what we have with the Unstoppable Network. We've chose it carefully because not only myself, my reputation means a huge, I mean, heck, I wouldn't ruin my reputation on a cheesy whatever, you know, program, right? Same with you, Susan. So I've always chosen, gosh, I can't say my words tonight, but I've always chosen carefully. And I know the company owners, and I know they're not going anywhere. So that's the cool part about this business model, is that we didn't have to create it, did we, Susan? We just plugged right into an existing system. And that's right. What people are looking for, right? So what do you think we should take it from here, is like what people look for when they're, you know, searching an online business opportunity, the 3 things. I know that you outline it really cool, and then I have my spin on it. What do you think?
Yeah, sure we can. Or we can just dig right into lead generation. It's up to you.
Okay. Well, I'll just quickly cover the 3 things that people look for. Okay. Because they're going to say, well, that's cool, but okay, so why am I here, right? So you're listening to us and you're like, okay, this is cool. They make a lot of money, and, you know, we're obviously able to go to, you know, places to fix ourselves and do all these kinds of fun things, right? So you need to look for a vehicle. And when I say vehicle, it's obviously a wealth generating vehicle. So you need to have something, number one, that will pay you member to member. Never a couple times I went down the wrong path and started working and doing when I relied on a company to pay me. But you want to have a member-to-member payment kind of system. So in other words, if I wanted to pay Susan, I would literally fly to Canada and give her the money. No, I'm just kidding. I would bank wire her the money, and that would be a member-to-member. So that's the first thing. The second thing is you want to have a good converting webinar system that will do all the telling and selling for you. I never explain it once. If someone asks me to explain it, I will tell them, I'm sorry, here's the video. I don't do any explaining. I didn't want to be into sales. I didn't want to have to do that 10,000 times a day, right? So we have to have that. We have to have a good converting webinar system. And that's the other thing I always look for. If I can sit there and I can instantly be excited about that video, then I know other people are going to be instantly excited. If I listen to a video and the video is like blah, 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 and loses me in the first 10 seconds, then I know it won't be good. I know it won't work. Okay. And then the third thing it has to have is it has to have lead generation strategies. So those are the three things: member to member, good converting webinar system, and then lead generation strategies. That's absolutely forefront. Otherwise, you don't have what I call a business in the box. So does that explain pretty much the concept of trying to paint the picture in their mind, what they need to look for in a home-based business?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the two things that I always like to add and that I've always looked for, and we'll continue to, what is it? Like, what is the product? Is the product something that people are actively looking for now and will be in the future? So
Right.
none of us can really predict the future, but we can have an idea of foreseeable future, what people are going to continue to be needing for either their solution or their tool or their option that is going to solve an existing problem.
Right.
So is it resellable? Is it something that people are actively looking for? Do they want it? Do they need it? Definitely. And and the longevity of it. Like if it's something that people are actively rushing and looking for, it's the fad, it's the hot thing right now, but it looks like it's just going to be a temporary thing, then it's not worth the time digging into it and really pushing it, right? It's going to be short-lived. So longevity and I don't know what word I'm thinking of, but need, right? But there's a better word for it.
I know what you mean. In other words, it will never get old, and it will be something that is going to be evergreen. And the company owner, if it does get stagnant or whatever, then they'll upgrade the product. It's basically digital. We're basically digital, nomads? Or I don't know. We're just digital. In other words, we're making money selling digital products, and there's nothing to stock. I mean, I didn't want to have to, have a bunch of lotions, potions, and pills stocked in my garage. You know what I mean? So
yeah, exactly.
That's the cool part about it, is it's all within, it's a business in the box. So it's all digital downloads, and the products are great. They're personal development products. They're mindset products. I mean, some nights I actually listen to the videos. I'm like, oh, wow, I didn't know this one was in there. This is cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's so much back there. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So that's actually something we can be proud of, and our members should be proud of. And this is funny because sometimes people don't even log into the back office. I'm like, wait a minute, you bought this. you gotta
dig in.
You gotta dig in.
It. Yeah, consume it, use it, know what you got so that you can proudly represent it.
And I liked how you said that tonight, Susan. You put that right smack dab where people could see it. You're like, we teach people how to consume the product and consume it for them so it connects their dots. Can you just elaborate on that a teeny bit?
About the connecting the dots, or the consuming?
I like how you teach people to connect the dots. Yeah, if you can just say that before we get into lead generation.
Well, and here's the thing, and I was always trying to figure out, like, what's missing in this industry. Like, people are okay. I'm gonna get a little funny here.
That's okay. Get funny.
Can I speak like Frank?
You can speak like Frank. I like it when you do.
I got my Frank hat on.
Your Frank hat on.
Okay, you know those clear plastic balls? Sometimes they have a bit of color in them, and they open up in half so that they're open, and then you put them back together and they click, and they're about this big. And you put your hamster in there. You open it up and you put your hamster in there, and then you close it up, and then there's often a rack that holds it, and you put the hamster in the ball on this rack, and they run like mad. They're so excited. And they're just running and running and running. Okay, so that's what happens so much in this industry. People get real busy and excited, and they're just running and running, but they're not going anywhere. And because they're not going anywhere, everything around them is exactly the same. So that's what happens when the 20,000 foot view, when the step back is not happening and looking at the whole picture, and there's a bunch of dots. It's really busy and it's really exciting and colorful, and all of this, but the dots aren't connected, so there's no path leading to somewhere. And that's what we do. We help you see how to connect the dots, or we guide you and say, but it's better if you do this next, or maybe do more of this. And then you get the forward momentum onward and not just hopping like from lily pad to lily pad on the pond in a scattered, circular, chaotic motion. So that's what we do. And sometimes you have to consume the product. You have to, and just watching a video and kind of half paying attention, for example, a training video, you might absorb some of it. But if you don't shut everything else off and really focus, okay, what do I want out of this? What are they saying? How does that apply to me? That's what I mean by consuming, just really thinking about it. Who am I? Where do I want to go? And how is this going to help me? Like asking questions. What does this mean for me? Where do I want to go? Start from where you are and figure out what it is you have in front of you and literally consume it like you would eat a meal. Like take it into you and see what it's going to do for you. And write notes, type notes, do something, but consume it and put it into action. Otherwise, it's just another webinar.
That was perfect. Exactly, and that's a really good analogy. It's funny you said hamsters, because the kids had hamsters when we lived in Arizona. Mm-hmm. You know, it was like they were 7 and 11, and we wanted to give them something really exciting because we had just lost. Well, they didn't know we had just lost our home to foreclosure, but they knew that it was just an exciting, adventurous trip, right? Mm-hmm. So I said to my husband, why don't we go a couple hamsters? Well, we didn't know that was going to be a 6-year-long stint. One of the hamsters, we took to Las Vegas one time. We took Rocky, the hamster, to Las Vegas, and he actually got lost in the Excalibur. He got lost in the actual, yes. So when you said hamster, it was that I felt like back then that I was on a hamster wheel. I didn't have a solid business like this. We had just lost our mortgage broker company. We had just lost our restaurants, right? So I felt like I was Susan. I really did. And I felt like I was gonna fall off the deep end. You know? I mean, yeah. That's what I see that a lot over and over. They just rock. They haven't found their place where they belong, and that's what we create here. And the schools stick with us because we're so solid. Like we know where we're going. We know we're going where we're headed, and we help people come along. I have people that connect with me 4 and 5 years later after they've joined me in something and said, Tammy, I see you're still here. You're still doing what you're doing. Absolutely, yeah. Because I absolutely can't imagine any other industry that I could make this kind of money. And I'm terrible. I can't blush. It makes me just shiver. I can't imagine going to school again. I can't imagine to be an accountant or anything like that. It just would drive me nuts. I'm a people person. So this to me is perfect because it's like it's an in-between and I can help you get free. So, but that hamster analogy, that ball, Doc even talks about this with people with a 9 to 5. They feel like because they got a good 9 to 5, but guess what? Every American way, especially, but of course, I'm sure in Canada, everybody always spends or overspends what they make every month. So then you feel like, then put in more hours. And then you have to feel like you have to, swap dollars for hours is what they call it, basically. So yeah, you feel like you're literally on this hamster wheel. So with you and I, Susan, how we work is you work on the connecting the dots and in their mind and on the trainings and on the Saturday calls. You do your thing and then I do my thing. And it's so cool how we have different opinions and it really makes sense to people. I mean, it literally is like an aha moment for people. It snaps in their head like, okay, I get what Susan says and I get what Tammy says, and now I'm ready to roll. And it
Exactly.
does not take them long. So we've really cut down the learning curve for people, really. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, exactly. And there's a few other things that are really powerful when you have an atmosphere. That's a few things, and we've described it as a safe atmosphere. And what we mean by that is a safe atmosphere for learning. You can ask questions. We encourage you to start from where you are. Some people know a bunch about this area, but don't know about this area. We're not, excuse me, we're not going to judge you or anything. Just like ask questions, and if we don't know, we'll figure it out, or refer you to who does know. So it's a safe learning environment. But also, when you create a community kind of atmosphere, first of all, us as leaders, we're not going to spend all this time and energy creating a whole community and training and spend all this time and showing up being accountable if we're not staying here, right? Like, would we do this if this was a temporary, like, launch this, oh, let's go launch that, oh, this, nope, this is hot now. Would we do that if we were going to be moving on next month? No. So we're repeatedly showing up every week. We're building and expanding this community, partly to prove to you we're not going anywhere. We're here. And it's that accountability that we repeatedly demonstrate that brings out accountability in other people. So no matter who you're joining within our community, whether it's us or somebody else, that's what we're fostering. That's what we're creating, a place where people want to come, where people are excited to come. The conversation is expanded and continues. It's a community. If we have, speaking of lead generation, people have been watching and opening emails and watching. So they came in as a lead, and now they're consuming and consuming the emails. They're watching the videos. They're seeing what's going on in the community. And then when they're ready, they join.
Yep.
That's how it works.
Exactly.
And that's a powerful thing.
It is, because circumstances change with people, and that's what happened to me. And I was on some person's list, and I was like, oh man, I better do it. So that's when I with that person. I mean, we all have had, joined someone that, like, Susan and I didn't just join, so we have our own, and that's the thing, is like when your back's against the wall and you realize you got to do something, then you take action, and that's usually has to pinch, it usually has to hurt. So I tell people that, you know what, if you want to create 6 figures a year, let's just chunk that down for a second. What are you gonna? You're gonna have to do something. You're gonna have to learn the skill, right? So you have to literally steps in order to create that 6-figure lifestyle. And like I said, we've already talked about some of the things that this gives us, some of the things that Susan goes. The thing is you want to chunk it down. So that's kind of what I want to, because some people come in here thinking, and they get fed a lot of stuff out there. I mean, a lot of hype, that hype going on, but then the next year they're in something totally different. Like what Susan just said, we're here, we're not going anywhere. Big ticket is what we love. So we're not jumping on the next fad.
No, this isn't a fad train. In fact, some of the stuff that we can't actually tell you that we're doing in the background is to solidify the foundation even more and make things even more easy for our members. So we're like, the roots are going down.
Yeah. Yes, they are. They're very, very long and deep too, aren't they? The roots.
Yeah, just like a tree. For a tree to grow and blossom and create those big, beautiful, vibrant green leaves, the roots also have to grow, the foundation. And that's where the stability comes from. A tree can handle so much wind and people climbing on it and all sorts of things. And it looks like a really mighty thing, but if it was just sitting on top of the ground, it wouldn't be as mighty as it appears, right? It wouldn't be as big. Well, it wouldn't have even grown to be the size that it is without the roots. So roots are really, really important.
Mm-hmm. That's a great analogy.
I like the tree.
I like that when you talk about that. I like them now too. So
now what?
We should talk about your favorite subject.
Leads?
Your favorite subject, lead generation?
Yeah. Go.
Yeah, let's give them some good stuff with lead generation.
Okay.
Tonight.
Okay.
They're privileged to be on this right now is what I'm thinking. I told everybody this is not going to be your ordinary hangout. I warned them. We're not like we're not like, okay, some of these guys are, you got to do this. No, we're different. Everybody's different and unique, right, Susan? So we don't think one size fits all for lead generation either, right?
No, absolutely not. A lead is not a lead is not a lead, and spaghetti against the wall ain't going to get you too much.
I like that when you talk about that, spaghetti against the wall. It's true. I've seen so many people, they try to throw it against the wall, sticks. They hope that this $50 that I spent is going to bring me in 10,000. I mean, come on, you gotta. I think everybody likes our DMO, how we explain, the DMO, but yep, I'm going to.
There's a lot of places within our marketing and business building that we can do, literally just repeat it every single day. And that's what we use for daily method of operation. These steps consistently and dedicatedly do them every day and you will get results. So that's the kind of the core, the center, the cog of the wheel. You also have to build upon that and expand on that and go back and evaluate that. Okay, I did these steps and what are my results? So if you do start by throwing spaghetti against the wall, like just massive action with lead generation, and that's how I started. I think that's probably how you started, Tammy. At least step back and see which piece of spaghetti stuck on the wall and where it stuck. So like at least have a look, have a gander at what part of your massive action brought you results. What brought the kind of people onto your list, what created the leads that did take action and buy, and then do that more. Get better at that. And for different people, different things are going to work differently too, right? However you put your personality there, and etc. Just I think. Do you want to take over, Tammy?
Yeah, sure. Not a problem. Essentially, the way we break it down when someone joins is we give them kind of an action plan. I don't have it in front of me, kept it out, but it's essentially how I like to paint the picture of a lifestyle. A lot of times, and especially I just talked to a construction worker tonight, so most time people are going to be working this business part-time until they can do what Susan and I do full-time. So I always try to look at it like, okay, in the background, while a person is away at their 9 to 5. So I've always had that in my mind when I train a new person. So whether you're a chiropractor, doesn't matter. Construction worker, like I said, it doesn't matter. There's people everywhere in every industry right now looking for another way to make money, another income stream. So what I do is, and Sundays, sometimes I do Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and I'm always doing my DM. But places we outsource to. So there's classified ad resources. There's paid traffic. And Susan actually has really good resources. And the funny part about it is a lot of times people will say, where do I purchase leads? So let me get into that a second while she's away. If you're at the mentality that you're going to have to call people or you're going to have to hammer people, teach and train. We actually teach and train people to come to you. So we're never going to buy a list and start calling. We're never going to suggest to bug your family, and we're not going to suggest to do a bunch of Facebook inboxes. And out of it, when people are inboxing me, like, hey, you want to take a look at this? I just know that means that they don't know how to generate leads, because if they're going around on Facebook and they're spamming everybody in inboxes, that's not marketing. Like a pain in the butt to me. So I never teach that. So I'm, I don't put that in my daily method of phone broadcasting you can do, but you have to do it. I'm not a big phone broadcaster, so I'm not going to even speak on this subject. I'm just going to look at my notes here a second and cover the Craigslist strategy. Craigslist is probably the top, if not the place to really advertise when it comes to class. And so I always have on my checklist, and you can outsource better at finding really good providers. And I'm hoping to have 3 good solid providers for Craigslist and outsourcing to Craigslist. My main guy Craigslist because they were getting ghosted. So, but I teach how to have 15 to 20 Craigslist ads going at any specific time. And I get into in the private groups exactly what to say, the ad copy, how I put it up, everything like that. So once you join, you actually get that information. The other thing is Backpage. Backpage, people think that it's crazy to even advertise on Backpage. It's not. You're talking to a targeted audience there. So I've pulled many high ticket sales off of Backpage, $2,500 sales, $4,000 sales. I mean, like literally, because I'm all over Backpage. When I really ramp it up, I've been known to be the Backpage queen. So Backpage is like really easy to get set up though. So like I said, once you join, you'll get more information obviously once you join, but there's a lot of good stuff in the groups. I do videos. I'm really good at showing people step by step and over the shoulder. I've done it for so long. I think the other day I said I could create ad copy in my sleep, or I think about ad copy. I wake up to ad copy. I thought about something this morning even when I woke up. I was like, okay, this is what I'm going to use today. But I'm just sure that a lot of this can be outsourced to Susie, where they can just literally send a link. Because a lot of times people even think with like solo ad providers that you have to provide the ad copy, and then they start freaking out and they're thinking, well, I don't know how to write ad copy. No. You don't have to do that with the resources that we use. You can literally just give them your link, try to do a tracking, and that's what Susan does. I honestly am horrible at that, so that's what you do, that part of it. And because I'm not a good tracker. When someone calls, I'll say, hey, where'd you hear from me? hear about me? That's how I track. It's not a good way.
When we were first working together, and I said, well, how do you track? And you told me that, and I said, good. That's
yeah. Good. You're like you signed up. Yeah, you're like you signed up 300 and some people, and you don't know how to track. And I'm like, no, I just started marketing.
And that's okay. And there's nothing wrong with it. It's just it's cool to know what's working.
It is cool to know, and now I'm like almost like a fanatic, ain't I? Now that you got me hooked on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Things.
See?
Once you taste it, you don't want to go without it.
Exactly, and I didn't have anybody teach me that, so you taught me that. You know what I mean? So yeah, here I was, bringing in ticket sales, and you're like, well, where'd you get that one at? And I'm like, And now I'm asking you all the time. So where did that come from? So yeah, it's really,
and it's really
cool.
powerful and we teach you like literally not just the how, the step by step, but the why. So that, because I think that when we understand the why something works, more so, or just as much as the step by step and the how, we can do it more passionately. We can do a better job of it. We can. It seems more important, so we're more compelled to do it well if we know the why. And so that's what we teach you on the inside, is why this works and how it works and the steps to make it do that.
Right, exactly. It's very important to know the why, and it's important to know the flow of traffic. And the other thing that's important, I started to talk about phone broadcasting, but I'm not a big phone broadcaster. I'm, again, there's resources for people where to do phone broadcasting that actually sets it up. If you want phone broadcasting done for you, I have his name and resource. But, and then text marketing too. There's a flow to that, but anyway, I've always been there. You know what I mean? Like, it's 5 things that I do every single day. So it's like I wake up, have my coffee. That's what I make sure is my classified ads are up. The other thing is, book is huge, but I was just telling them, Susan, we don't teach about how to inbox on Facebook. I mean, that's like you'd want to drive quickly or jump off of a cliff. So we don't, and every time I get an inbox like that with a link and a spam, I'm like, man, you need our product. You need to work with us because we don't, so that's really important. That's really big. You don't have to do social if you don't want. You don't have to do social media. We just had she says, I absolutely do not. I don't want to do video. And I said, you don't have to. We have other strategies. There's like 1,001 ways. You can just use your imagination to do 1,000 really to advertise. I can tell you that offline is going to be more expensive than online. If you think postcards are simple, there's moving parts to a postcard. Let's see here. Can I grab it? Yeah, I do some from my computer. You can do postcards from your house. Sources. There's a company that I know does them for you. In fact, the back office of Titum specifically has a postcard, company that does it. But you follow what Titum says exactly. Otherwise, you're going to have problems, and the copy won't. So 1, 2, 3, 4, about 4 so far, Susan. And you know me, when I get on a roll in training, I talk pretty fast.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah,
it's really. We have a lot of lead generation strategies, and we only share what's working and what we're actively doing.
Right, exactly. And people out there that they'll say, well, I'm doing this, and then you see them doing that over there, and they're not with the people that join them. Like, in other words, if you see the ad, let's just say, if you see me posting on Facebook or groups or doing a live stream, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I make a lot of sales because people will inbox me afterwards. I got a couple right now inboxing me. Like, it's called attraction marketing. So I will advertise on Facebook or be present on Facebook. If you don't want to be present on social, then don't be present on social. We've had people because of blab, Susan. Yep. Right?
Absolutely.
Happens all the time. And you know what? Like you said it last night. Go ahead.
Sorry. I think
we're getting a couple of
lag here. Sorry. I hope it's recording okay.
Yeah, we do have a lag.
Here's the thing, and how we've had people join our community and engage with us because of the blab. And that, just zooming in, it doesn't just happen on blab, but it's because we're posting on purpose. It's because we're speaking on purpose. It's because we know what people want. Remember at the beginning where we said choosing a product that you know it's what people want or need? So our topics, we know that people need to hear it, want to hear it, or it will resonate with them. So we choose a topic that we know will engage people, bring people in, make people curious, some sort of emotion. So we've chosen the topic, and then the title, the way the title is worded, hashtags, keywords, all of that attracts people. So it's all targeting. Everything is on purpose. Not to try to sound tacky, but it's true. Everything is done on purpose. And so once you're on the other side and really get understanding and get the goods, then you will too. And you can use it in your business. How cool is that?
Exactly. It's like literally an apprentice, a plumber having an apprentice underneath them. You know, that apprentice gets the instructions from the plumber. It's the same thing here. And that's the beauty of this kind of a structure and how we have the team training, how we have the Facebook groups. We're very organized. And I even went through the you know, of when someone joins and just literally, okay, take me back, Tammy, to when you just first started. What did you want to know? What did you want to know? So, you know, so I'm always thinking of the member when they join. Okay, next up, making it do Susan too. I mean, you're literally like detailed as they get. So that's the cool part about it. Is they can just do the step by step by step. It's just so simple. You just advertise 90% of your time advertising.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep. And the other 10 is laughing.
Yeah, the other wait, I think we should do like 90% time. Isn't that what we do?
What, 90% laughing?
Yeah.
It's so delayed that I feel like I'm waiting forever for you to answer. Should we maybe wrap it up so that it doesn't get terrible to watch? I'm like, are you really gonna answer? Come on.
Yeah, your mouth is moving and then the words came. It's crazy. It was a great hangout. Yeah, I don't know what's up with it tonight.
Okay, who's
like it's like normal, like lagging. Okay, I'll let you finish out. Okay, you talk.
Okay. What are they supposed to do now? If they have, okay. First of all, if you're already a member, pause and think about what we've talked about and think of what pieces you're missing or what dots you haven't connected yet, what you need more of, and let us know. If you're a prospect, if you've been invited to this hangout, doesn't matter who you were invited by, get back with that person. If it's one of the other members in our Unstoppable Network, get back with them. If it was Tammy or me, get back with us. Actually, get back with Tammy. No, I'm just... I like saying that. If you want to talk to us, just call us. No, actually, just call Tammy. But take some action. Either way, think about what we've talked about, and think about where you are right now. Get familiar with it, and start from where you are. And let's go. That's all I have to say about that.
Absolutely.
We'll see you in the next video.
Cool. And hopefully it won't be lagging and dragging. No, it was really awesome. Thanks, Susan. Thanks a lot.
It was just the last few minutes that it really started doing that.
Yeah, it's like I'm in a. I feel like I'm in the what kind of a. What's that show? It's like the Twilight Zone. That's what I feel like.
Oh. It's all crazy now. It's all crazy now.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, good night, everybody, and we'll see you in the next video. Good night, Tam.
Thank you.